Oh, welcome to season 10. I know, I'm in a poor mood because of the way season 9 ended. I just want to start off with a full apology for the gameplay in Game 7. I don't think I'm ever going to get over the way this team performed in Game 7, but it is a new season upon us. It is a new day. The sun will rise. Hopefully on this Canadiens team, we have an interesting offseason in front of us. Retool things a little bit. Perhaps the most exciting offseason in the Habs GM mode so far. I would say we've got a lot of interesting decisions. First, we got to look at who retired. Obviously, Jay Bouwmeester, longtime Blue. Wow, nearly 50, not far from 1,500 games played. Same for Rick Nash, retires as a Ranger. Dustin Brown retires as a King. Spezza with Ottawa. Phaneuf with Toronto. So the names are coming off the board now. We go down the list. Plekanec, we traded him to Tampa. He stays there for the remainder of his career, and he retires as a member of the Lightning. Vanek, Shea Weber with Nashville, never made it here to Montreal in the GM mode. I contemplated a potential trade, though. It never actually materialized, but you can see, we just go down the list. The names come off the board. By the way, I haven't seen any Montreal players so far. Krejci retires with Toronto. And so does Boland. So those were some players that gave us some trouble when we faced the Toronto Maple Leafs in the playoffs. Maybe a bit of a retool coming up for some of these teams with retired players. I saw a few Jets players come off the board, a few Leafs players coming off the board. So that might be less competition in the league to get into the playoffs, and should we make the playoffs, to face these teams in the playoffs. So obviously, I mean, this is still a lot of games played. 500 games in the NHL is nothing to scoff at. I can't believe it. Zuccarello. Matt Zuccarello played 227 games in this GM mode. No one picked him up out of free agency. The notable goaltenders, Antti Niemi calls it a career with Brian Elliott. Elliott was Carey Price's backup for a few seasons. He found his way to Ottawa. Technically our neighbor next door, if you want to look at it that way. And so Brian Elliott retires with the Senators. And really, outside of that, not a lot. I mean, obviously, Thomas Greiss is a name that is well known, but I believe he played way more games than that in the real world in his career, as well as Jonas Gustafsson. So we're going into the draft. I want to pull this up because I can pull up the contract screen. This is a big offseason. We got to contemplate a lot of moves and a lot of decisions. Subban is getting up there, 33. Pacioretty getting up there, 33 years old. Hedman, 31, not that bad. Severson, 27. That's the spark on the blue line we're going to need as PK and Hedman begin to age out. Remember, so this GM mode is going to go a guaranteed 15 seasons. And the main reason for 15 is because of created players that I made, specifically Sukai Ming and Vavoda. I want to see their development as well as other players in the league and how they develop. Some of my created players. I want to see how good Connor McDavid gets. Some of those players that are on that Coyotes team, can they repeat their success that they had a season ago? Those kind of things, those kind of storylines. I want to build it up. I want to see what the development of certain players is, as well as see if we can keep this Canadiens team as competitive as it has been for the entire GM mode up to a 15th season. But we have decisions to make in the future. Duchesne, do we see him as a future piece of this team? I'm going to have to make these decisions in a season's time, because you can see Duchesne, Subban, I almost said Pacioretty, are both under contract. Well, actually, you know what? They are going to be... It is June 23rd, 2022 in the game world. It says it in the lower left-hand corner. So they're actually UFAs this summer. I take that back. I thought they were UFAs next summer. So this actually becomes more complicated. Do you sign? Well, here's what I like to do. I like to look at what the player wants and what I would prefer to give the player. So Subban, 33 years old. I don't want to commit to much more than 3 seasons. I could sign Subban. Look at it this way. We're in a window to compete and win cups right now. So it is totally worth it to sign PK Subban, for example, to a 3-year contract. That would take him to his age 36 season, and as long as he's not breaking the bank, I would actually prefer him to make less money because he's only going to get worse now. So he's going to trend downwards. I would prefer to actually give him less money than the $6.5 million that he was making this season. Then you got Max Pacioretty. He's signed for, wow, Pacioretty is a long-term deal. I think that takes him to, so let's look at it. Let's see. For this season, age 33 season, age 34, age 35, age 36. So it would take you to about his age 36 season as well. That's about the cutoff for me. I don't want a player signed beyond that because the drop-off could be significant if they do drop off. Hedman locked up for a few more seasons as well. That takes him to his term expires at the same time as Damon Severson, so they're on a similar timeline. Duchesne is the big one. It's an easy re-sign for me. Duchesne is the centerpiece of this team. He is the core of this squad. He's the captain. He's led us to Stanley Cups. He's been a big game performer in the playoffs for this team. You know my deal with Marchand. Here's the way I'm approaching Brad. I'm going to give him an offer. It's going to be a low ball offer, and he can reject it. He's probably going to reject what I give him. We'll worry about this when we get to the re-sign stage. We got to do the draft first. Ming is not. We got Ming to a long-term deal. Not a problem there. I don't see that as an issue at all. Ryan Kujawenski is going to need. He's going to need to make some money. He's going to ask for some money this summer. So that's going to take a hit. My cap space is going to take a hit unless we dump Marchand's 5.21. I think you just dump Marchand's contract and replace it with Kujawenski with a new contract. So Niederreiter expiring. I want to bring back Nino. I see him as a piece of the team for the long term. We're saving some money down here, so Monahan's going to need a new contract. But the good news with Monahan, he's 81 overall. He may not ask for a big contract, and I'm going to try to take advantage of that, for lack of a better term. Polkinen could save us some money. I like the idea of bringing him back. He's just 30. Ideally, 1 or 2 year deal there. Ellis would be a great depth option, so I'm fine with bringing that player back. Weston. And, I mean, you can go bargain bin shopping in free agency if you need to. The player that could save me a lot of money and be a big piece of this team is Ryan Murphy. For a 78 overall, he slides in nicely. So I do see us bringing back some of these. Ryan White, the legend from season 1. He's going to be gone. Just can't. I just don't see any point in holding on to a 34-year-old player, even for the AHL, unless we just decide to. Draisaitl, should have edited Draisaitl and made him better, but you can see how many expiring contracts that I'm going to have to negotiate around this summer. So that'll be fun when we get to the re-sign stage. Now, my goalies. This is all skaters, so let's go back to the top and over to goaltenders. What are we looking at? Okay, Price is under contract. Fucale is going to need... Oh, no. Fucale is he's going to want money. He's an 87. He got that playoff experience. He's feeling good about himself. He's going to make way more than the 1.2. You dump Ben Bishop, you go get a super cheap... Fucale is the backup for Price next season. Look at Price. Look at the potential. Oh, no, it's already happening. Oh, it's already happened. Price is his overall is going to drop. He's already a 3.5 White Star potential. His drop-off is faster than I expected. It's a really good thing I have Zach Fucale, because the future is as tall as the ceiling is as high as he wants it to be, as far as I see it. He's 27 years young, plenty of time to continue. Well, I guess he may not grow a whole lot more now that he's 27, but He was a late bloomer. As soon as he jumped up to an 87. I wasn't prepared for him to be ready to take... What is his role? Does it tell me his player role? Does it say that he's like a starting goaltender? Is there anywhere that I can see that information? Player role. I don't see anywhere where it tells me player role, like starter or backup goaltender, but I'm going to guess that Fucale might take the reins from Carey Price. I mean, I didn't think it would be a drop-off at 34 years of age for Carey Price. But Fucale will be worth every penny. How many more years on Price? We got 22, 23, and that's it. So we got one more season with Price. Make it a last hurrah, Carey Price, because there's just no way. With him dropping off already, there's just no way I can bring him back after this season. So this is it. This is the last hurrah for Price, unless you just bring him back as a backup goaltender on an extremely cheap deal, have him retire. If anyone deserves to retire as a Canadian, it's this guy, number 31. Okay, that's enough blabbering about my potential prospects for re-signing players this summer. And we got free agency as well. We can definitely dig around in free agency if we want to. We should just go into the draft. So, Pacioretty is well, first of all, I don't have a pick in the first round. Did we really send our pick to Edmonton? No, we sent our pick to Minnesota to get Nino Niederreiter. That's what it is. Edmonton finishes 30th because they won the cup. I'm so used to winning the Stanley Cup. So there's your top 5, top 10, etc. Take a good peek at it. I'm going to try to trade within the top 20 to get a top 20 pick, but I just, I don't think I'm going to find anything. And the other thing is we've been all in to win cups that it's made sense to dump our first round picks lately. So I got 5 phones, 5 opportunities to fluke this up. Okay, there's just we don't have any assets to really to trade away, really. So I'm shutting down the phones. I'm not going to make a trade. And honestly, even trading within the top 20, I don't think you're going to find a player that's going to make a difference for your organization. You may not even find a player that makes a difference for your organization drafting even in the top 10. Depends on how strong of a draft it is. I don't see any point in trying to force a trade. I don't think I could find a trade partner if I wanted to. That is an interesting name, Lalin Set, taken by the Vancouver Canucks at 22nd overall in the first round. So I got to take a pick of at least the top, I say we take a look at the top 7 or so players and look at how good they are when we get to the contract screen. So I've got the round 2 pick. Let's just take a look at what's on the board. Maybe my scouting staff did a huge number for me. And, Jacques Delorier. He is potentially a 3.5 green star, 18 years young. I like that. 6'5", 209. What type of defenseman is he? Does it say he's an offensive D? To me, this is a slam dunk pick in the second round. Imagine if this player imagine if he could just play on your NHL team in the future. I'm taking that pick at D. I wonder what the trade value of that player would be like. And from here on in, we don't have a third round pick. This is like the easiest draft ever. We can basically simulate to the end of the draft from here on in. So I'm just going to auto draft. It's not going to make a difference. And with that, the entry draft is complete for season 10. The season 10 draft, I guess if you want to look at it that way, the 2022 draft. Is that what we're in? It's the summer of 2022 in the game world. So we took Alto, Suravai, Barney. We had to get a player with the last name Barney after what we ran into against the New York Islanders in the playoffs. Laperriere, that's very appropriate for the Canadiens. No player taken in the third round. That's right, we did. And we took Delorier in the second round with the 29th overall pick. So, and there's the round 1 players if you just want to see any of these names, because in the future, let's say, for example, we run into any of these teams in the playoffs in the future, we can look back and see when they were taken and remember that when those players went off the board in a previous draft. Because at this point, the draft class is now, or not the draft class, but the majority of rosters, you saw the retired players. A lot of the familiar names, the NHL names, are coming off the board as they are retiring. So most of the teams around the league are now going to be made up of created players by me, which is only a handful, and created players by the game for all the future draft classes. So now we got to go re-sign players, and this is where the fun begins. Let's just start by taking out the heavy hitters in free agency. Subban, it's an easy one for me to re-sign you as long... he wanted a pay raise. He wants 4 years. That takes him to 37. So I know the 80% rule or whatever it is. This is where I'm really going to short Subban. And this is where players in this game, when you do a negotiation, they don't like you to alter the years wanted versus the years that you offer. They want you to. So, for example, if they want 4 years, they want 4 years. They're not willing to take 3, and they're not even willing to take 5. Now, if you give them more years than they asked for, you have to go like 8 years. So he's asking for 4. You'd have to give him like 7 or 8. But I am only willing to give Subban 3 based on the age of the player. I don't know exactly when he turns 34, but he's getting up there. His potential is still really high. So this is a player that's worth the re-sign. Now, I will try to save some off the dollar value because I got to re-sign Monahan, and Kujawinski's going to want a pay raise. I guarantee it. So based on the 80% rule, I can go down to 6.1 million. I'm not willing to go that low, especially considering I took a year off of the term that Subban wants. So he's probably not going to like that. I do want to go under 7 million though. I have got to go under 7 million. We can revisit the table. We can come back to the table with a new offer if Subban doesn't like this, but I'm going to go 6.6. What was he making? Well, I have it in this video, but this is the money I'm willing to give Subban based on his asking price. So it's the first offer is 6.675 by 3 years. And I have 26.8 in that. Cap space is going to eviscerate in a hurry. So there's the offer to Subban. So that's one. And then I'm coming back to Duchesne. He gets the house. He does. He gets the house. He's even cheaper. Dude, why did Matt Duchesne only want 2 years and 6.4? He's really reasonable. I want to go longer term than that. If I go more years, he wants more money. So, I mean, the 2-year deal is not bad because when Duchesne's contract expires, if you go 2 years, he'll be 33 as opposed to being, if we went, I wanted to go 5 years. So if we went 5 years, that takes him to 36. I'm going to go 2 years. And how much can I save on that money? I might go, I can go down as far as 5.1. I'm going to go 5.8. 5.8 for 2 years. I like the 2 years. And he may be willing to take that little bit of that discount. I took a little bit off the asking price. So there's the offer to Duchesne. This is the player. Okay, there's Kujawinski. Where is, there he is. I'm going to do Marchand first. I want to see what he wants. 2 years, there's no way. And that money value, Marchand is easily replaceable. What I was going to do is I was going to give Marchand 1 year and then really lowball him. Lowball him on the dollar value. Hold on, let me back out. What was he making this year? Does it say? I don't have that information. I don't know what kind of money he was making. Is it here? What we were paying him? 5.2? Was it 5.2 or is that his asking price? What was his asking price again? He's asking 5 point. That's his asking price. 1, and then I'm gonna go super cheap and see what he's gonna reject it. He's totally gonna reject it. I'm talking like sub $4 million. You're 34, dude. You're already gonna start dropping off soon. He's gonna slap me in the face. Take your offer and shove it somewhere that's not very pretty. That's what he's going to tell me. 3.9 for 1 year. There's no way he takes that. So that takes care of the big guns. And we can come... What does Niederreiter? Yeah, Niederreiter. Well, Niederreiter is reasonable. And I can say that's an easy one for me. 3 years? Absolutely. This is perfect. 3 years, 2.205. Nino, let's get it done. So those are all the offers. Let's advance a day as we are in the contracts negotiation stage. Did anyone get back to me at all about the offers? They got to get back to me quickly because we have a short period of time in which we can sign these players. It's taking a long time to simulate. I've been sitting here for a little bit. I'm going to guess that I have multiple players getting back to me with extreme disagreement in the contracts I've offered them. Yes. Marchand rejected, which is fine with me. I was clear on how long I wanted to stick with the team, but you've chosen to offer something different. I can understand you want some flexibility, but you haven't made it worthwhile. Well, then get out of here, Brad. You're done. Your time as a Hab is done. I figured that it was the last run for Brad Marchand on the Canadiens team. Duchesne re-signed, so now I've got more of a clear picture of my cap situation. An easy renewal with Niederreiter. Did Subban reject? No, he did not. That is good. Okay, so I'm now down to 14.5 million, but there's the new contract for Subban. It was a 3-year deal, which is perfect. I mean, that is letter perfect contract. Still worth the money. Still worth it. Could very well retire, honestly, as a Canadian with that contract taking him to 36 years old. Now, with Price, I got to remember that. I got to sign Fucali. Crap. I got so many decisions to make, man. Here's where it gets tough is if let me just do this. What does Kujawenski want? It's money. It's big money. That's not bad. That's not bad. 4.5 is really not bad. Now, I'm going to push the limit of what I can offer and get away with by going down to like 3.7, 3.8. 3.830 for 3 years. Ryan Kujawenski, please accept. I'm going to run it. I mean, I'm telling you, that cap space is going to disappear in a heartbeat. And this is where it's important to have. Marchand clears some money off the books, which is basically the money that we're going to be paying to players like Kujawenski. And remember, Sean Monahan is a UFA, so please be cheap. Please be cheap. That's not too bad. I mean, I knew that it wouldn't be that bad. What happens if I offer Monahan a lot of years? Let's try to lock Monahan up for 6 years and give him how much can I save on that dollar value? Not a lot of money. I can go down to like a little under 2.1. Let's go 2.085 for 6 years. Now, I honestly, I probably should give him more than the asking price if I want to go that long with it, but we got plenty of time to, again, revisit that negotiation if it goes sour with Sean Monahan. Pulkkinen should save me easy money. Please be. Yes, that's easy money. That's easily saved. I'm just going around throwing contracts out like their birthday gifts. That's a little bit of money for an 80 overall D. I think, you know what? It's time to ride with Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy, is he a UFA? He is. I thought he was a UFA. Is he going to save me money? Yep, $1 million even for 2 years. That'll save me some money instead of going with Ellis. What about Weston? Please be minor league money. Boom, easy. I'm just trying to do easy deals. Weston's getting a little up there in age, though. Simon Jalmerson, how much money do you command? 1.18. I think I can get a better depth option for less money. So I'm going to revisit that in free agency. Let's advance a day and see what kind of cap space I'm playing with before we go to Zach Fucale. Okay, Weston, that was minor league money. I think it was a minor league deal. That's a good one. Rule, that's tough. Kujawenski rejected it. But that's why we do this offer now. A renewal for Murphy and a rejection from Monahan. So, yeah, we adjusted the duration of Monahan's. So that's where it gets a little tough. Those are two tough players that I'm going to have to come back to the table with. I got 13.8 in cap space to play with as we approach. Let's go approach the goaltender first. Let's go see Fucale, what he wants. Because this is a big one. I mean, if we needed to free up cap space, would you trade? I knew it. I knew it was going to be steep. I knew it was going to be steep. And this is where I got to do some math. So how much can I save on Fucale with the 80% rule? And based on that dollar value, he's going to be as good as Carey Price. What if I offer him like 6 or 7 years, 10.8? He's the real deal. He's the real deal. Do I trade Carey Price to save cap space? I'm in a hole here. I'm in a real tough pickle. I wish Price was making so much less money. This is brutal. And Price is dropping off significantly every year. Because we haven't even gone through the offseason. What if we get through the offseason and Price is like an 84 overall? Or what if his drop-off is significant? And what if Fucale's growth is like he's a 91? I'm really thinking of trading Carey Price this summer. I am legitimately thinking of trading Price. I don't even know who I would trade him to. If I offered Zach Fucale, we got to do this. You got to sign Fucale. I'm going 7 years. I can shed as much as 8 point. I'm going to go 8 point. What number does Fucale wear? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go 8.6860 for 7 years and see if Fucale accepts it. So cap space for the player is 13.8. Do you think I could sign Fucale, keep Price on the team, and manage to re-sign Kujawenski and Monahan with the cap space available? I'm gonna try that first. Let me look at what my cap situation would be if we signed Fucale. Let's say this is the dollar value that we give him. I did the math. We don't have the cap space to sign all three players with the offers that I would give to them, and assuming that they would sign the offers that I give them. So we're gonna have to look into trading Price. It's painful to do, but we're gonna have to look into trading Carey Price because Fucale is the future. You have to look at your future. We're season 10. We're gonna go 15 seasons. This is a very difficult negotiation to try to do. I can't even do. Oh no, I can't. It's grayed out. It is. We should have traded Price at the draft. I'm gonna lose a player to free agency because I don't have the cap space. So what happens if I release the free agents list? Marchand is released to free agency. Okay, so I've went ahead and done that. Kujawenski. I mean, you just gotta I'm gonna have to. Let me just go re-sign Fucale. Well, how much money could I save on Fucale if I only give him? So how much money could I save on 8.9? Maybe we could fit this under the cap. 7.1. It says I can go to 7.1 or close to that. Let's just say we offer. Let's see. Oh, we might be able to do this. We might be okay. Assuming that Fucale accepts my offer of 7.3. So I'm gonna go 3 years. What was it? 7.300. That's his. Hopefully he accepts this. Using that 80% rule, we give him 3 years, 7.3. Then we turn to Kujawenski and we give him 4.1, and Monahan receives 2.150. We might be able to fit all three players under the cap, but I wouldn't have much cap space. So this is first and foremost Fucale, first offer down. Let's go get Kujawenski an offer and see what these players say about it. Hopefully, I can squeeze all three under the cap. So my offer to Kujawenski was, what was it? And now we go find Monahan. So that offer's out the window. I'm having to do all this math, and that's never my strong suit, which is something I shouldn't be saying as the GM here. But that was never my best subject. So 2.150 by 3 years for Sean Monahan. And hopefully he accepts that and we don't run out of cap space. It's going to be tight on cap space if I offer these contracts to them. So there's Monahan's offer in the mail. Now, cross our fingers, we advance the day. And it's just 3 players. I'm operating at just a shade under 14 million in cap space. Okay, that's done. That is not good. That is so not good. Fucale said no. Fucale said no. What, did I skip one? How many were in there? Wait, let me see. Kujawenski, I know we got him back. Monahan, back. Okay. Monahan's good. And then we can offer... Wait. Fucale? We can offer Fucale, and we have how much cap space? 9.065? We could squeeze him in there. We could squeeze him in. I am a mathematical genius. I have figured out how to squeeze 3 great players under the very slim remaining cap space that I have available. This is the craziest offseason I've ever had to negotiate. Editing this video down is going to be fun. So I'm fine with giving him the 3 years at this dollar value. I wanted to lock him up 7 years at 8.65 million, but I don't have the cap space to do that. So I have to actually take the 3-year deal to Fucale and shave some off this dollar value and see if he accepts it. So the most that I can save, let me see, 80% of that 8.940 is going to be, I can go down to 7.152. 7.152. I don't want to go that far down, but I do want to get it. He may take 8 million even. What did I offer him before? I think it was under 8 million. I can give him 8 million and I'd have like $1 million in cap space remaining. 8 million even? Would that do it for you? 8 million even, Fucale. I gotta back out of the screen. How many days left? I have 3 days of negotiations left. So advance a day. Zach Fucale, don't play hardball with me. We had to dump Marchand. It was just not worth it bringing him back. Yes! Yes! Yeah! I got Fical. I got all 3 players I wanted under my deal, but I have 1.815 available in cap space going toward free agency, and my plan was to try to replace Marchand in free agency with another player. I don't have a lot of cap space, and we're not done re-signing players, but the big guns are all re-signed now for this team. So let me look at my roster. It's all good right now. I'm actually really satisfied with the way this shaped up. Ellis, we're not bringing back. Nope, can't do it. I'm just going to have to go get a depth D. Dumoulin, please be minor league. That works for me. That'll be an easy re-sign. So we can do that with Dumoulin. Chalmerson should be... I was thinking of replacing him. Yeah, because he wants 1.8185. I don't have the cap space for that, buddy. Well, I technically I do, but I don't want to spend the cap space on that. So Ole. Oh, he's 36. Nope, can't do that. I'm not bringing back 36-year-olds into this organization. Lievo, that is an easy re-sign for me. So we got to fill out the minor league team. Obviously, we got to we got to get minor league players. I'll take care of this, and I'll meet you back at, I guess, at free agency. LePerriere, these are all drafted. Delorier. So, Jacques Delorier. I forgot about this. Here's Jacques Delorier. I won't be meeting you at free agency. We actually need to look at some drafted players. So this is Jacques Delorier, who we took with the, what was it? The second round, 59th overall pick. I selected this guy. And this is, I mean, it was entirely based on what my scouting report was. But 57 overall, offensive defenseman in the second round, 18 years young. I mean, he might, just maybe... he may become a bottom pair guy in the future. He has plenty of room to grow. Dude, how many goalies look at the goalies that Chicago has. And former Hab there, Dustin Tokarski. So Tokes is here. 81 overall. 81 overall. 81 overall. Wait a minute. Are they going to sign this Rod Severson? Is he going to go to free? Pay attention to Rod Severson. I want to know what's going to happen to him. Eddie Lack is under contract. What is this? Why is Chicago stockpiling so many goaltenders? They have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they got this guy, Daryl Brain. Wasn't he taken early in the draft? First round, 5th overall pick in 2019. I remember that. And Audette. First round, 23rd overall pick. Why are they stockpiling so many? I'm just confused. Why are they stockpiling so many goaltenders in Chicago? Oh, there you go. There he is. It took me a long time to find him. Brett Skolny. This is the 1st overall pick. So first round, 1st overall pick in the 2022 draft that we just did in the beginning of this episode. So there's the stats on that guy. A power forward, left wing, 74 overall. Where's number 74? 19 years of age. And it's a goalie. Bobby Brouwer goes 2nd overall in the draft. First round, 2nd overall pick. Goaltender Bobby Brouwer. I'm just going to show these on the screen so they're in the video and we can see, kind of what the players that were selected. And we're going to look at like the top 7 and see what they look like. Jamie Shipley going to Pittsburgh. This is the 3rd overall pick in the draft that we just did. 55 overall. Number 1 goaltender. Out of, I don't know where he was drafted out of. He's a Canadian goaltender. Probably out of one of the Canadian junior leagues. Ryan Durno with the Florida Panthers, 69 overall, 18 years old. This is the 4th overall pick in the draft, and there are his attributes. Well, Minnesota has Rory Wedderburn. I remember drafting this guy in the 2018 draft, so he finds his way over with the Minnesota Wild. Not going to likely amount to much of anything. But they did take this guy, Manny Brookbank, 18 years old, 1st round, 5th overall pick in the 2022 draft here. Also a Canadian player, power forward, left wing, 58 overall. With Anaheim, this was the 6th overall pick in the draft, 56 overall rated player, goaltender, Joey McEachern, 20 years old, with the Anaheim Ducks. It seems like this was a draft that we didn't really miss out on anything by not having a 1st round pick in this draft. This is crazy. Binnington was traded, wasn't he, from St. Louis to Florida, and he finds his way back on St. Louis. What a weird GM mode. Remember, he was traded from the Blues were one of the top teams in the West. and he was traded to Florida, who was one of the worst teams on the Panthers a couple seasons ago, and now he's back in. It's just what a weird GM mode that is. What a weird thing to note in this GM mode. So who did they take again with their Wojciechowski? There he is, Wojciechowski, Nathaniel Wojciechowski, Canadian playmaking center, 71 overall at 18. Not too bad. This was the 7th overall pick, and we're going to stop it right there. Now we can focus on free agency. Easy renewal. Easy. All of these were so easy. Boom. Simple renewals, and now we can go into free agency, and I can build a minor league squad. I gotta actually, before we go into free agency, let me do this. There's so much that's going on through my brain through this recording session and through this video, because there's so much I had to take care of. I don't care about the trade block. So we don't necessarily need to trade Carey Price, but that contract will come off the books next season or whatever we end up doing next year. So are there any RFAs that I can go after? Hacking. So these are RFAs I could certainly offer. There are no goaltenders. I'm going to guess no noteworthy goaltenders. I'm going to guess that Chicago, they were loaded up on goaltenders. And I was really curious if they were going to bring back that goalie that was, what was his name? Severson. So Maroy, he has a lot of interest, or he has interest from 2 teams. As a 77 overall restricted free agent, you'd want to take a shot like Hacken. I could see taking a shot at him, but he's 3.5 Red Star potential. Probably not going to be much of anything. And yeah, I don't see there being a RFA that's worth taking a shot at, except for Himmelfarb. Well, I love just on the last name alone. Just go on vibes there. You know, I like the last name Himmelfarb. What is the compensation? There probably is no compensation. Let me back out. We'll come back to Himmelfarb. Can I look at offer sheets and see what the compensation is? Does it explain to me if I offer him a minor league? Yeah, no compensation. Okay, I'm gonna go offer Himmelfarb just based off the name. All right, Himmelfarb, you're gonna sign this offer sheet with my team. I don't know if the other whoever owns his rights, it's probably the Rangers. Probably, would they match it? 3 years? 3 years at that dollar value? I just offer sheeted him. Okay, I don't have a whole lot of money to play with, so free agency is kind of a bust this year. That's okay. That's not the first offer sheet that I've sent out in a GM mode in here so far. I'm just curious, who's interested in Marchand? Carolina and Pittsburgh are seeking the services. No freaking way. He wants 1.8. What? Oh, that's because that's all I can offer. That's right. I'm stupid. That's all the cap space I have. At first I thought, wait a minute, he's asking for 1.8? No, that's all that I can offer. So Marchand has the Hurricanes and the Penguins interested. Louis Eriksson has the Minnesota Wild interested in him. Just going to go down the list here. And especially if there's any names that I note. I got to go get a few minor league players for my minor league squad anyway, so I got to go get a few defensemen to build a minor league team around. So I'm thinking 74, 73 overall players. So I'll be right back. And I need a goalie. Then I need a goaltender. I need a minor league goaltender, like a 78. No freaking way. Okay, so my created D, Maximilian Weiss, reached free agency, and I just signed him to a contract in free agency, and I guess he's going to be in our minor league organization. We got so much depth at D now. I wasn't expecting that. I still want to go get a depth wing. Can I go get, what wingers would make sense? I did see Teravainen. I'm trying to find someone that's not going to cost a pretty penny. What if we give Teravainen 1 year, and then we go to, 1 million even? 1 year, 1 million even, Teravainen. I'm willing to kind of play around with it. I don't have a whole lot to lose by, short-balling some of these players a little bit. I got to skip forward more days than that. So that makes it, and wow, he took on that. I like the fact that I can take on a leadership role in your team based on my skills. Okay, Well, I can't believe we have 3 created players in my organization. I didn't think Weiss would reach free agency, but okay. Here is the German defenseman, Maximilian Weiss. I think we put him on my blue line. I really do. We're paying him, NHL money. He's got size. He's 6'9", 245. I mean, he's a hoss. You got to put him on the blue line. He was undrafted, and we're paying him $1.235. We're giving him that 1-year shot. I think you put him on the blue line. I really do think you put him on the blue line. And he's, again, one of my created players for the GM mode, for the draft class. And then we added Teravainen in free agency to shore up the depth at forward. I actually like the way this offseason went. So just to recap it, we re-signed Subban, new deal, 3 years. 3 years. Gave him 3 years. We got this starting with this season. Pacioretty already was on a longer-term deal. He's locked up. So, wait, when does Pacioretty expire? The same time Subban does. That'll run those 2 guys, it'll be perfect. And maybe they both go off into the sunset as Habs players, retire, and ideally with at least one more Cup championship. Still got Hedman for 2 more seasons, so 2 full seasons of Hedman. We gave Duchesne the new deal, which is 2 years. So he's going to run short of Pacioretty and Subban. So Duchesne will get 2 more years here at least as the captain. LeBlanc on a 3-year deal. He runs on a similar timeline to Kudrowinski. Pacioretty, Subban. So that offseason could get very spicy. Su Kaiming is a long-term deal, so we know about that. Tamernis, not worried about him for 2 more seasons as well. Niederreiter was locked up this summer, 3-year deal. A lot of guys on 3-year deals that all expire in the 24-25 offseason. That's going to be a very interesting offseason. And we will obviously, at that point, we'll get to dump off the contracts of Pacioretty and Subban for sure by that point. It'll be Voda next summer that is going to eat into my pocketbook. Unless we can get him to a really cheap deal for a long term. Maybe he takes a huge team-friendly discount. So that'll be the next player to go over. So the created players on my team, Voda, Ming, and Weiss, all 3 created by myself for the GM mode. Let's skip forward to right before preseason. This is an important year. No crap about it. It definitely is an important year. We want to get back to the Cup final. We want to seek revenge on the Edmonton Oilers for what they did. And I guess we're going to scout forwards in Russia to start with. And the last thing we'll look at, wow, a lot of guys had drop off. Holy crap. Last thing we'll look at, progress reports before I do the preseason sim and we get to the regular season sim in the next video. I want to close this off super quick. So, Begris dropped off. Duchesne had 5. Look at this. Begris had 10 attributes modified. I'm just going to go through them super quickly. Pause if you want to look at it in further detail. But my goodness, what happened with Begris? Confidence got knocked during that postseason run. Duchesne, it's all statistical, it looks like, with Duchesne. So there is the drop-off for Matt Duchesne. It's not too bad. It was 5 attributes, but it does knock him down to an 86 as we start the preseason. Kamayev down to an 81. LeBlanc dropping off as well. Negative statistical growth from that, I guess, from that playoff run. I'm not sure what knocked it. This is not good for Monahan. He's down to an 81 overall. He was an 84. So look at this, body checking went way down. My goodness, Monahan not enjoying life right now as a member of the Canadiens. Pacioretty has gotten worse. This is not a good sign for this team. Is it the Game 7 loss? Everyone is just in a negative mood from the Game 7 loss. It took such a toll on this team. Timo Pulkkinen is down to, what is he down to now? What is it, an 80 overall? Is that what he is now? He was an 82, he's down to an 80. So, anyone else? Malte Stromwall down to a 79. Just not good for these guys' confidence. Everyone's confidence tanked. I know Carey Price had a huge drop-off. Tamernis down to an 84. Weiss, wow, who we signed in the offseason, my created player. I'm planning on putting him in the lineup. He is going to be in the lineup for the full season. That's my plan. I mean, we signed him to that contract. He's making like $1 million. I'm going to make sure that he's in the lineup to start the season. No drop-off for Price. He's just an 89 overall, and that's what he was originally, is what it says. So there you go. Carey Price, though, the potential is down to a 3.5 White Star potential, and likely the last year that we see Carey Price in the net. We need to enjoy it, and we need to go out on a high note, and that will begin with the season simulation. Do we have the opening night? Where's opening night? Is it on here? Opening night at home against the Leafs. There will be no banner raising for that game.